So I'm really excited for our team, for our fans. It was, our best defensive performance that I can remember here at Mississippi State. I mean, I can't remember a time where our defense was so good. I thought that, our doubling the ball screens that Tyree was in really was effective for us in terms of getting us to really be aggressive. And, hold them to 29% from the field is unbelievable. They're so good offensively. It's such a well-coached and talented team. So this was the best defense we played all year. And I want to tell you all a story that Thursday, impromptu, and he's usually not here 2 days before the game, I had Coach Richard Williams address our team right before we started practice and explain to these kids what this game means. And he was so inspiring. He was so incredible. And our guys came out of that, you talked for about 3 minutes, but it completely flipped the switch for these guys. They were so great. I mean, we were doing 5-man weave. We start practice every day. And it was like the first day of practice. I'm talking about flying. Every one was a dunk. I mean, a vicious dunk. And I'm just so thankful to him for what he did and how he put it all perfectly. And I thought our guys played with his talk and his speech in mind. And I'm just so thankful to him. And so thankful that I asked him to do it. He loves Mississippi State. He loves this basketball program as much or more than anybody. And just really thankful for his friendship and for him being there for us. I thought that Nick Weatherspoon, who had 0 assists, 6 turnovers in Oxford, had 6 assists today and 0 turnovers at home, and his defense was phenomenal. That's one of the best defensive performances I've ever had a player give. He's going against an NBA player. And it was a great team defense, but Nick was the spearhead of that whole thing. He was phenomenal. I mean, Tyree had 40 up there, and he had 11 today, and he worked for every one of those, and he is a great player. I mean, he is no doubt he's an NBA player. I have 0 doubt about that. And when I talk to all those NBA guys, I will be explaining them, because they missed on the guy last year that came out of there, Terrence. And, I have a bunch of friends like, well, why didn't you tell him? I told you guys, and you guys ain't listening. This guy's a pro. I thought that was so classy of Tyson Curry. I was so proud of him. The way he led our team in practice the last 2 days. And to have him go out kissing the floor, special. Reggie was dominant today. I mean, 22 and 14. He set the tone early offensively. He was so good. I'm just, so proud of all our guys and their preparation and how they showed up today. This is the best game we played all year. Questions?
Again, Taylor's got their microphone. Who wants to lead off with questions? We'll start in the back in the cameras with Tom, and then we'll get it to the front with Rick.
Ben Kerman was in here earlier and called it ridiculous that you guys are projected to be outside the NCAA tournament. Just your thoughts on that. And I know we've talked about this before.
I mean, Kermit is really classy. Kermit is coach's coach. I have great respect for him. And he told me that as we were shaking hands, and that's just, the kind of guy he is. And, he wouldn't say it unless he meant it. But we have work to do. There's no doubt. We've got work to do, and we could end up playing them again. I mean, Blackshear got hurt today in the Kentucky game. He might not even be available, and I think there's a good chance that we'll see Ole Miss in a rubber match game on a neutral court Friday at 2:30. They're very, very hard. So it was an advantage obviously to be at home today for us, as it was for them up there.
Ben, when did you make the decision to double power on the...
Just watching a lot of film, discussing with my assistants, but we wanted to be aggressive. It's something that, we've done in the past before, and it's been effective. And Abdullah Nick in the double team is what, and everybody else rotating, but Abdullah Nick, you know, those are two of the toughest, you know, hard-nosed guys you could want to deal with. And, you know, I wouldn't want to be double teamed by them. It's like, whoa! I mean, that you're talking about two tremendous athletes that, you know, are our two best defenders.
We'll go Garrick front row to coach's right.
Been 3 straight seasons of at least 20 wins. Just coming from you started and took over this program, how much growth have you seen from where the program's at year to
Well,
year?
and I'm just really thankful for my assistant coaches and for everybody involved. I mean, George Brooks and Corey McRae and Ernie Ziegler do a tremendous job. And we have the best strength coach in the country in Colin. He's so good. He is unbelievable how good he is and what a phenomenal job he does with our team. So, you know, we have incredible support from our, you know, Sawyer Bowering, who's in charge of the academics for our players, who's just phenomenal. There's so many people that, you know, make this whole thing happen. I was so proud of our managers today that were seniors. I mean, you know, Lewis is our senior manager and head manager, is phenomenal. Connor, who's, you know, out of Tupelo there, just a wonderful kid, wonderful families. Just so proud of the seniors that were honored today. And when I think about, you know, Mitch Storm, I mean, I can't tell you what a great kid Mitch Storm is. Mitch Storm hardly gets to play in practice or in the games. He's our leader on this team. He has great relationships built. He is a phenomenal Christian young man, and we're so blessed to have him. Tate Clayton, unbelievable kid. You know, he's a young man that I just love so much. His brother was a walk-on here. He followed in his footsteps. They've had an incredible tragedy, you know, during his time here, where his father was hit in a car accident over a year and a half ago, and you know, almost killed, and has been, you know, debilitated by that accident. He actually got hit in a car accident right in front of the veranda by a fire truck here this year that was so scary. But, you know, there's so many, you know, EJ's been here 4 years, and proud of him. He's going to graduate and, you know, leave here. But Tyson Carter, to think about a pride, I mean, he is, and that exemplifies Mississippi State basketball so much. His father played here. They're the only father-son in the history of this league to each have over 1,000 points. And he has so much pride in being a Bulldog and following in his father's footsteps. And I'm so hopeful they win. What is the score of that game? It was 1 point going in the third quarter.
55-54 with 50 seconds left.
Who's won?
Starkville.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure, that's right.
let's all say a prayer for Starkville.
I'm pretty sure
right
they're
now.
up
We
like
want them
6 or
to win.
7.
Yeah. 56-51 now.
Yeah,
Oh, it's up 5?
yeah, they're up.
40 to go.
That's an important distinction there. We got to get that one right. That makes me feel a little better.
Prayer worked, Coach.
Huh?
Your prayer worked.
Yeah, good.
We'll go back to the back.
And believe me, I pray a lot.
Coach, talking to your team after the game, where's your confidence level heading into the tournament, and how important is getting that double bye?
The double bye is critical because our best chance to know we're in is to win, you know, the tournament. That's our goal. And this allows us now to have 2 of the next 3 days off to really try to get our guys, you know, legs back, healed up, rest, and at the same time, you know, focused on what we need to do and what's ahead of us. So it's huge. It's huge to have that. And, you know, I was telling, you know, talking about the radio, I mean, you know, prayers answered. I mean, you know, for Kentucky to be down 18, to be down 8 with 6 to go, without their starting point guard playing today, and to somehow miraculously come back and win, which is what we needed. You know, I thought South Carolina would win on the road. We'd have a, you know, a 3-way tie, and, you know, we would win the tiebreaker because Florida, you know, the way they do it, we would have won that tiebreaker. And, you know, so it's really special, you know, for us to have that opportunity to get the double bye.
Again, questions for Coach. Let's get to Jalen here.
Talk about Tyson's development as a player from his freshman year to now.
Well, I remember he came in at 149 pounds, dripping wet. So, you know, he's about $170 now. but just so, he's a better athlete, you know, because of the strength. He's faster, he's quicker. Yeah, but I'm proud of how he's grown defensively and how he's grown as a leader. I mean, he's one of the best. I've actually termed him, I've been doing this now 37 years, 24 as head coach. He's the best shooter I've ever coached. And I've had 26 NBA players. He's the best shooter I've ever coached. His skill level and skill package has improved with the ball so much the last couple of years. But defensively, you got to be able to hold your own, be able to play in the game, to be able to get in the games. And, you know, he has really made great strides in that way. And part of it's just being strong enough to stay in front of these SEC athletes who are the most athletic players in the country. This league is the most athletic league in the country and so difficult, such an incredible gauntlet that you go through when you play 18 games in this league.
Go ahead and get it back to Rick, front row to coach's left.
So why, after what you just said, why are they talking about the Big Ten getting 8 or 9 teams in the SEC?
You know, they base so much of it on November and what teams did. There's not enough emphasis today based on how you played at the end of the year, how you're playing the last 12 games, 10 games. They've gone. That used to really be important, but bottom line is, we hope to play Florida because Florida's in, and we have to beat quad one teams to make our continued case, and so we need to win that game. And I was really so touched and appreciative of Kermit saying to me, you guys are definitely no question NCAA tournament team. Yeah, and he would know.
Again, questions for Coach? Anything else before we let him go?
Thank you.